Hi friends, you're welcome to the Nerd Lab, and today I want to talk about configuring the JRC 4558 in a single-ended mode. So this way you could power the IC directly with a single power supply without the normal conventional split power configuration mode that the IC is set to be configured in. So for those of you that might be interested in this, the importance of this is you don't necessarily need a configuration that would provide dual power supply. You could just power the circuit directly with an ordinary battery, a 12 volts battery or something. So the importance of this is if the kind of sound system you want to build is the type that requires that you just power it with battery, it will be very good. This configuration is going to do very well, and this configuration is also good in case the type of IC that you want to use as power amplifier is a single power. So for instance, if you have this kind of configuration, there are some ICs that comes with split power supply, while there are some ICs that comes with a single-ended power supply. Like for instance, you have TDA 2003 coming with a single power supply, so you can just feed the IC direct. You also have TDA 7388, which is like my favorite IC, and this IC has 4 channels and up to 50 watts power dissipation. It's a single-ended power, and it can be configured in a way that you can just feed it with this type of preamplifier and just power it with battery and it works. So if the kind of amplifier you want to design is the kind of mobile amplifier where it will not require that you plug it to some kind of power source, then this preamplifier is very okay for that. So I'll explain how it works. The configuration is actually the same as the split topology, except for the power side that the configuration is changed with respect to the inverting input. Alright, so you have the pin 1, just as stated earlier, that your pin 1 is your output, your pin 2 is your inverting input, your pin 3 is the non-inverting input, your pin 4 is the negative power supply, pin 5 is also the inverting input for the second channel, pin 6 is non-inverting input for the second channel, pin 7 is the output, while pin 8 is the positive power supply. So in this configuration, we just say pin 8 is the positive power supply and pin 4 is just the ground, unlike the conventional configuration, just like I said. So for the IC to now respond to this configuration, we have to do power splitting using a resistor topology. And in a very simple term, this is just how it works, and this is the secret into making the IC think it has been fed with a split power supply while the power is actually a single ended. Now you understand, we have our 12 volts here and we have ground. So this, from this place to this place, is actually our battery. Now all batteries have 12 volts, right? Except they are connected anyways. So what this IC will actually look at this configuration using this divider method. So we have 5K here and we have 5K here. Now in between here, the divider network is just going to make a very quick division of the voltage summary and give us 6 volts here. So the IC is going to respond with respect to this division in this configuration. So the IC will look at the configuration as though it was actually split, while in reality it's a single-ended. It's just the configuration that has changed, and the divided output voltage, which is the exact half of either side of the rail. This is the negative rail, while this is the positive rail. So this is sensed as the ground on the internal configuration, but in reality this is the ground since it's the negative, and then it is fed to the non-inverting input of the IC. So you could see that it is further filtered using a 47 UF capacitor to ground to further polarize the voltage on the other side here, just as you can see. And then by the time you read in here, you could see that the voltage reference on this the non-inverting input is actually 6 volts, while you have from here to here you have negative 6 volts, and from here to here you have positive 6 volts. So since this is still in an operating level for the IC still works and then supplies your output and everything works as so. It's very simple and straightforward, but with this it now gives you the ability to use the JRC4558 to power single-ended power amplifier chips, like some of the chips that I mentioned, the TDA7388, 8294, TDA8294, you have TDA8946, you have you have TA8260, TA8256, all those ICs, TA8218, 8220, all those ICs are actually single-ended power supply, and you could now feed this type of configuration into them. And I can also tell you that with this power configuration, you could use this IC now to design a low frequency configuration for subwoofers. So you have low pass filter configuration. Once you have the power like this, and you could still power it with a single battery, and it still works. So the topology is very mobile, and it's very good for a just simple powered configuration, a single powered configuration, and everything would work properly, everything will work perfectly. So you can stay tuned for the configuration of the circuit. In my next video, I am going to make a video on assembling this configuration because I love it so much. I'm going to assemble it on a circuit board, and you're going to see how it works exactly. So stay tuned for my next videos, so you can like, share, and make sure you ding that bell so you never miss any aspect of the next upcoming videos. Thank you guys, and have a nice day.